Welcome back to NHL Live. Don LeGranca and EJ Raddick taking you up until 2 o'clock Eastern Time. It's a pleasure to have in studio newest member of the Calgary Flames, Mike Cammalleri. Mike, it's Don and EJ. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. You came in on a good day. I'm ready to rip somebody's head off. We had Ronnie Wilson, calling from a boat. This is a good day for you to come in. A lot of excitement in the studio.
Yeah, you look all ready
a little,
to go.
Little revved up
a little
here.
Jumpy. That's good.
Where's Mike Keenan? Where's Mike Keenan? I'm going to tell him a thing or two.
And right behind Mike is a jersey that they made here at the NHL store.
Very nice.
And it's the first time Mike has seen Cammalleri on the back of a Calgary Flame jersey. So you got to see it for the first time, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I as soon as I walked in, I noticed that, and I haven't seen that yet. That's exciting.
How did you get the news? I guess with trades like this, sometimes I guess it's a lot of different ways people find out. How did you find out about the trade?
Yeah, this is definitely one of those stories. I was sitting there and tuned into Versus to watch the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And
where are you? You in California?
I was here in New York, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I turned it on, and the first thing that came on the telecast was we have a trade. I saw they showed a shot of my old general manager and assistant general manager in LA talking to Daryl, general manager in Calgary.
Right at the stage, right?
Right there, yeah.
Yep.
They showed them talking, and they said, and I said, "Whoa, that looks weird." And then they said, "We have a trade to announce. I've been traded there." And so that's how I found out. And LA called me right away as soon as they could. But it's like you said, how these things happen. Sometimes they can't get you before they announced it. So.
Did Calgary call you then after that as well?
Yeah, I talked to some Calgary people right after that too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody got you on board.
Yeah, and then here we go.
Now, all of the Los Angeles King fans came out of the woodwork as soon as the season was over because they had 15 picks in the draft, and with the firing of Mark Crawford and everything, and it seemed like every rumored deal had you involved in it. So we didn't seem that surprised when it happened. But how about you? Did you have some sort of an indication that something may happen?
Yeah, I definitely did. I'm not, I definitely could sense that there was something going on, and I heard the rumors like you guys did. I've definitely learned not to read into so many rumors and how to just stay in the present and kind of worry about what's going on that day in my life and worry about that game or that practice or whatever's going on. But at the same time, it wasn't a shock.
Yeah, you go. Now you said, we talked just briefly before we came on. You're from the Toronto area there, so you go up to Calgary. So it must be exciting to go back and play in Canada. Some guys, if it's an American kid, might not be as thrilled about going to Calgary, but for you, I would imagine it is exciting to go up there and play.
No doubt. I've had a few days now to settle down and think about it more, and the more I do, the more excited I get. I really welcome that. I really am enthused about it. I think that going home to Canada and playing there is something I think I've always kind of wanted to do, and now that getting the chance to do that is pretty crazy. So, and Calgary's a great city. I've always had great experience there. I got some good friends there that speak very highly of the place, and I really like the team. So I'm pumped.
What did you think about your experience in Los Angeles?
I had a great experience in LA. I think it was a first-class city to play in. I loved playing there. I loved. The hardest part for me is going to be my teammates. I made a lot of good friends and a lot of good teammates. I was there for quite a while, and there's some guys that I was there with for the whole time. Derek Armstrong, Alexander Frolov, Dustin Brown, and list goes on. And some of the younger guys that have come in, and Patrick O'Sullivan and Kopitar and these guys. So it's good. The hardest thing is going to be to leave the teammates. That's definitely the most difficult part. And I've made a lot of good friends in LA who I'm going to miss dearly. But I truly, I truly am grateful for my experience there, and I wouldn't change a thing.
There are some good people there, because I like that Derek Armstrong. He came on the show earlier this year, and I've kind of met him a couple of times. I really like that guy. He's a good guy. I wish he was around the East more. We get to see him more. But, you're right. You leave a group of guys that you know well and you like. That is a difficult thing.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a beauty, as we say.
He's a good dresser, right?
Oh, he thinks he is. He's not that good. He's a beauty, though. As we say, he's a beauty. He's always up for a joke. He was my roommate on the road for the last few years, so I've got to know the ins and outs of Derek Armstrong, and he's an entertaining guy. He's just a really good person. He's a very underrated hockey player.
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit because he had to fight and claw his way to get a job in the National Hockey League, and like we always say here, we talk about it during the day. The guy who plays one game in the league, to me, I'm impressed because it's not easy to get to the National Hockey League. And Derek kind of battled through a couple of different organizations in the minors. I think he was over in Europe, and he was able to earn a spot in LA. So he deserves a lot a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's a guy. If you want to talk about the value of persistence and tenacity, I mean, he came out not a highly rated prospect at a junior, and ended up having a really good American League career, and ended up leading the American League in scoring with the Hartford Wolfpack. And back in the days when the Rangers were signing everybody that was worth $10 million, and so he didn't
never get a chance.
He didn't really get a shot, and he had to go to Europe actually to get himself freed, and went over there and played some great hockey over there. And trust me, I've heard about every goal and every assist and every I did this and that. No, he's great. But anyway, and then he came back to get his shot in LA with no certainty on a 2-way contract, and he never, I think he played one game in the American League that year, and that was it for him. He's been in the NHL ever since. So really, you look at guys and you look at guys that have battled. There you go.